Hello, my name is Jason Weber. I'm president and CEO of Alianza Minerals. Alianza is an explorer looking for copper and silver in the Yukon and in the Southwest United States. And our flagship projects, the Haldane Silver Project in the Yukon territory, high-grade silver discovery was made there in 2021, and that's a project we look forward to moving on in the near future.
Jason, good to see you again. I think we saw you at the beginning of April. We looked at the kind of entire portfolio, right? There's a little prospect generation, a little early exploration, a lot of JVs going on as well. For people who want to understand this story, we'll put a link below to that interview. Great interview. I learned a lot, and it certainly kind of lays out the company strategically. Today, though, you said I want to talk to you about the money you raised. You said you would. You have. How much did you raise? What was the deal structure, and what are you going to do with it?
Yeah, so we're planning to raise $750,000 Canadian. That's a unit deal, non-brokered private placement, 7.5 cent unit. With that comes a half warrant that's good for 3 years at 12.5 cents. So looking to raise that $750,000 range. Most of that is for advancing ideas, new prospects, project generation, largely in the United States. And then, of course, G&A and then marketing, which is ever so important these days as well.
Right. Okay. So in terms of like Haldane, flagship project, that's what you're focused on. Any of that money going to be going towards that, or is it actually looking south down in the US?
Yeah, we'll likely raise another tranche that will be focused at Haldane. This will largely be the United States project generation, for the most part, United States project generation, G&A and marketing. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And so I saw the release with regards to Klondike Copper property. You've obviously done some mag survey type of work there, but will that be a beneficiary of some of this money, or you got enough for that?
No, because Klondike and State Line are partner with Allied Copper, who's funding that exploration. So we're operator on those, but it's funded by Allied. So this would be looking for more Klondikes and State Lines that we can bring into the portfolio and bring in partners on. Right, I forgot.
So you're fully carried on those. Okay, understood. Right. So I think, for me, it'd be kind of interesting to try and understand, how many balls or plates you have spinning at any one time. Because like last time we kind of went through a whole bunch of stuff. The reality is that, it's a small market cap. You're in a very difficult market at the moment, right? Everything is kind of risk off across the board, not just mining commodities, but everywhere at the moment. Do you think that you need to kind of like focus the story, get narrowed and honed in on Haldane, or is now the right time to be looking for these kind of prospect generation type opportunities?
A bit of both, really. I mean, Haldane is our focus. That's where we see the best sort of bang for our buck for exploration dollars, but and it's because we have a high-grade silver discovery there. We're building on something, and I think that gives the opportunity to add a tremendous amount of value. But we also have these suite of opportunities that come to us largely right now in the Southwest US that we really want to make sure we're taking advantage of. And we do have the luxury of employing two very good groups, one that looks after our exploration on the ground, the actual execution in the United States, and another one with a similar focus here in Canada. So I'm able to do a little bit more exploration work than, say, another company of our size, just because we have these two groups that we're able to tap on the shoulder and say, hey, we need to get some exploration done, and they're there for us. So that works out really well for us, allows us to do just a little bit more than we would otherwise.
Right. And you've talked about like copper, silver, and I'm sure gold's part of the mix here too, but in the markets like they are now, where are you encouraged to point towards? Because gold's easy, it's gold and silver, easy to get finance. Copper seems to be the thing that people are trying to work out where all the copper is going to come from, because there haven't been any big discoveries. Does it influence your thinking any, or do you just have to stick to your knitting and do what you do best?
Yeah, it's I think that you nailed it with the comment. We just don't find copper deposits like we used to. Just on the supply side, forget about demand. I think the copper market's in a bit of trouble, going forward. And then when you pile on the this green technology and the green transition, EV, solar panel, all this stuff, I think that really puts a lot of pressure on copper. So that's an area we like to be. But the same can be said a little bit for silver. Silver is now much more useful in the solar panels as well, EVs. We could name all the same sort of uses for copper that, silver's falling into that category as well, which 10 years ago didn't happen. I mean, you probably remember when print photography started to die and everybody said the silver market was going to go with it because there was no more film developing. And well, now we have a market for silver that's way bigger than the print photography ever was. So we look at the silver market kind of in the same way, and it has that duality of being a precious metals, but it's also acting like a commodity now too. So we really like being in the silver space, and that's why Haldane, is so important to us, but also the fact that we're building something there is very exciting too. So all that sort of comes together for that project for us.
So remind me about the timing. You're going to need some money for Haldane, right? You're going to have to move that forward. You're going to need to, keep raising money and build, develop that project through, right? So what's the sort of timing for the rest of this year in terms of the activities that you're doing? When does new money need to kind of kick in, and where's that going to take you through to?
So we'll be looking at starting up probably sometime in July. I think what we'd like to do is let things thaw out. Right now, it's kind of that awkward time where the ground's thawing, so it makes travel difficult on the roads accessing the site. So I think last year we started earlier and found it a little bit tough at the start. So this year we're gonna go in a little bit later. So that gives us a little bit of time here to raise some funds for a July, sometime in July startup. We do have the ability to work right through into December if we like. We've done that in the past. So we've got flexibility in our field season there. And then of course, once that drilling starts, that's news flow right through into the fall as those drill results start to come back. And depending on when we finish is sort of how late the news flow will go.
So where'd you get this money from? Because you've talked to me in the past about, money coming out of Switzerland. This funding is expected to come out of Canada, or where do you think it's going to come from?
For Haldane, it's for the Haldane program?
Yeah.
Or the money we just raised?
Well, I guess for the Haldane program, I'd be interested to see if your Swiss investors follow the money. But for the new program, where do you think it's going to come from?
Oh, I think we'll be looking at anything from our traditional support groups. Like, as you mentioned, we have some big shareholders in Europe and here in North America. We're also investigating the idea of strategic investors, whether it be corporate or otherwise. So we kind of have a few different balls in the air as we look at how we bring in that capital. But safe to say it'll be probably a mixture, a combination of a few different sources for that.
Right. Okay. And in terms of no new news with regards to your JV partners, they're cracking on as expected. No reason to believe that they won't continue to do so.
No, and I think we'll, the one project that we talked about last time that we mentioned we were waiting on news was our TIM project with Coeur. We're just getting the data from them now, so we'll have some news on that as far as the program they executed last year and the results of that, which then flows into what the next program will be there. But again, another high-grade silver project that'll get moved forward. So we'll have some news out on that hopefully very shortly.
Right, and Allied Copper, no reason to believe they won't carry on doing what they're doing.
No, it's we're in the process of permitting the drill at Klondike. We have a drill contractor lined up, just finalizing that contract as we speak. So just kind of setting it up, ready to start up again. probably same idea, kind of in July.
Brilliant. Well, look, Jason, look, I just wanted a kind of quick update because obviously, it's kind of interesting down at your end because every small move is a big move, in a meaningful way in terms of, how you decide to allocate capital, what you decide to do. I'm intrigued by the fact that you're, going out trying to find more prospects down in the US. So, look, stay in touch. It might be really cool if you come back on and talk through Haldane a little bit more technically with one of our team, just trying to understand how you're approaching that, give us a sense of how you think about these projects.
Absolutely, we'd love to do it.